Hi, guys. It's good to see you again. We're back and we've got to go to our enchanted forest and see what's in our forest today. Maybe you'll have a clue by what I've got on my head, but close your eyes real quick. Get back into your imagination. Think of what we saw. What was on that mountain? It was on the mountain up here, and it had fire coming out of its mouth. Open your eyes. Were you in your enchanted forest? Who remembers who was on the mountain? Aha, it was a dragon. You're right. But we have a dragon to make today. Look at this guy. Look at him. This is a walking dragon that you can move, and look at his fire breathing out. You could use this even as a puppet if you wanted to do a puppet show. If you wanted to just play dragons with a friend or a brother or sister, this is going to be the dragon we work on today. All right. Now, this is going to take a little bit, so you really need to pay attention because it's got a lot of pieces to it. All right. So what I've done so far is I have a paper towel in front of me that I can work on just in case I have any glue that gets all over. I like to have that down. I'm going to get my same bag, the same bag that I had that had my materials in it. So I've got my crayons, I've got my glue, I've got my Q-tips, I've got my scissors. Whatever I need is in this bag. Specifically for this project, for the dragon, in my bag is also a yellow piece of paper like this. It's kind of thick. They call this cardstock. I'm going to have this. I've got some tissue paper and cut in strips. I'm going to use as my fire. A green piece like the yellow, only it's green, that I'm going to use for his ears. And then I've got popsicle sticks, googly eyes, and I've got strips of paper in different colors that I'm going to use to make his body, okay? So, to get started, first thing I'm going to do is get out our glue. I like using these little pots because they don't spill. They don't, and sometimes when you use the big containers of glue that you have to squeeze, you squeeze and it goes all over the place. Ugh. So I use these little pots and they've got the glue in them. Then I use Q-tip that I can put down in the pot and I can just keep it right here like that for when I need it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is my fire. I'm going to take my fire. I'm just going to get it ready. There's 3 strips of fire, a red, an orange, and a yellow. At the very ends, I'm going to take just a little bit of glue and I'm going to put a little dab at the end of the red, just a dab. I'm going to put the orange one on top of that, a little dab on the end of the orange, and I'm going to put the yellow over that. See how I did that? So that there's 3 pieces. I'm going to put that right here in front of me because I'm going to use that in just a minute. All right, we got the fire ready. Now, I'm going to take my yellow piece. This is going to be his head. And if you look here, his head is a little bit smaller on the end of his mouth than it is on this end where it connects to his body. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it kind of like a cone. I'm just going to wrap it around so that it looks like a cone a little bit smaller in the front than it is on the back. Once I figure that out, how big I have to make it, I'm going to hold it and I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put some glue right inside there. Okay, let's see. Let's do this. Let's take our glue. Let's open this up. I think it might be easier. I'm going to take my glue and I'm just going to run it kind of on an angle here. From this corner up like this. See that? I'm going to take it, I'm going to make a little triangle right here in the corner so that when I put it together like this, that's how it's going to be. And now that I've got that made, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it tight for just a minute so that glue can take hold. And if it looks like it's not quite enough, like see right here, I've got a little bit of an edge, I can take my Q-tip and I can put a little more glue right on there. And I can stick that down again. And there I have his head. I think that worked better. What do you guys think? All right, while I'm holding that, the next thing I'm going to do is I need to put my fire on. I've got those glued together. So now I can take my Q-tip, put a little bit on the back of the grouping of the three pieces that I already have glued together, and I'm going to stick those right in the mouth. Stick it right in there and push it down, because when he breathes fire, he breathes it right out of his mouth. All right, so far so good? Let me see yours. Oh yeah, they look good. Okay, I'm gonna put that here and let that dry for just a minute. Now, as part of his head, he's got to have his ears up the side. You know how dragons have that? And then it goes way back onto their tail. It's pretty cool. Well, you've got a green piece of paper like this. The first thing I'm gonna ask you to do is just fold it right in half like this. And that way, you'll only have to cut one time. Now, what I did was, on this side, I kind of drew his ears. See how it's rounded out like this? And then it just goes up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down across the top. I drew it on. You could draw it on first, or if you want, you can just cut it, whatever you want to do. And also, I wanted to tell you, if cutting's hard for you, which I completely understand, cutting's hard for me too, you can ask for help. If somebody's in your house, your brother, your sister, your grandma, your grandpa, your mom, whoever's at your house, if you're at home, you can ask them for help. If you're at school, you can ask your teacher's helper. You can ask maybe the speech therapist who's in there, anybody who you want. If you need help, you raise your hand, you ask for help, and that's okay. That's understandable. So I'm going to take my scissors now, and I'm going to cut out both of these at the same time. And when I get up to the top, I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to go down. And then I'm going to go up again, and then I'm going to go down. See how I'm making kind of spikes? I'm going to go up. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go up one more time, and then I'm going to go down and around. So here it is. I've got two of those now, which I can make his ears. Okay, so here I've got his head again. See, and look, it's good. It's drying very nicely. And I'm going to glue these on both. I'm going to glue these on both sides. But I think first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two, put them on my paper towel here, because this is where his eyes go. These are coming, if you remember right, a dragon, he has like little eyes that are like right here. And then he has all those, I don't even know what they're called, scales that go down his back. So I'm going to put my eyes on now so that they're nice and secured in. So I've already got my Q-tip in my glue. I'm just going to take that, make sure I have enough, put a little bit on the back of the eye, and put it right down here, kind of up in the front, okay? And I'm going to do that on this one too. Put a little bit of glue on the eye and put it right down here in the front. So there's my eyes, all right? And then I'm going to take those and I'm going to glue them on. See, where's this fire? Right there. I'm going to glue them on to the side of his head like this. All right. So again, I've got my Q-tip in the glue. I'm going to get a little more glue. I got a little bit on my lid here I think I might use. I'm going to spread some glue on the bottom right here of his scales or his scaly ears. I'm going to do that on both of them, not the side that has the eyeball. Remember, googly eye has to be on this side. I'm putting the glue on the other side, right here. Glue, 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 glue. You need enough that it sticks pretty good. We don't want it running down, but you want enough on there that it's going to be good and sticky. Really good and sticky. Okay? All right, here he is. Where's my eye? There it is. I'm going to glue this side on. And I'm going to glue this side on. Okay, I'm going to hold that for just a minute till it kind of sets up there. And then I'm going to set that aside again so that it has a little bit of time to dry. But so far, he's looking good. Okay, I'm going to sit him right there. All right, now, here comes the tricky part. We are going to have to make his body. And if I look at this guy, his body's made with paper like an accordion. It can move with him so that he can move and walk and jump and breathe fire. And you can control him with these two sticks. So there are some things that we got to watch when it comes to this. His body can be a short body or a long body. It's just a matter of having pieces of paper to put together. So you have paper in your bundle. We're going to cut this paper into strips. Those strips are what's going to make the body in two different colors. And here's the way you're going to do it. You take one strip and you put the other strip over top of it and you fold. Now, if you don't think that's enough paper, it's not going to be long enough, all you have to do is take strips and glue them together. You're just going to glue them together like this and then fold them. But I'm going to start and show you how to fold them. So I've got my two colors. I put my orange one down, the blue one on top of it, like this. Okay? Then I'm going to fold the orange one over top of the blue one, then fold the blue one over top of the orange one. Then fold the orange one back over the blue one and fold the blue one back over the orange one. You see how that works? So that I'm making this that can move up and down. But this is not very long, so I might want to then put another one on top. In this case, I could take this blue and just glue it right here on the end of this one and make it longer. And I could take this green and I could glue it on the end of my orange and make it longer so that then I can continue to fold back and back and back and back and back and back so that now I've got a much bigger one, okay? Just like this. See how it's going in and out and in and out and in and out? All right. So once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I've got to put on the popsicle sticks. Now, this is already done for me because they have to dry a little bit. but I'm going to take my 2 popsicle sticks. I'm going to put some glue on the end of the popsicle stick, and I'm going to put it on the end of my body that I folded. I'm going to put the popsicle stick on the end here, and I'm going to put the other popsicle stick on the beginning of it. So put a little glue just on the end, because remember, you're going to hold on to these. I'm going to put it on the front. I'm going to put it on the beginning, and I'm going to put it on the end, one on each, so that when I'm done, here's my end, here's my beginning, and it's just like this, okay, that I can move. Now, all this time, I've been letting this dry. So this is in pretty good shape. And here comes the hardest part. I've got to take this and just put it inside the head a little bit. So I'm going to take some glue on my Q-tip. I'm going to take my body, not the back, because the back one, that's the end. Here's my stick on it. See that? The stick's on the very end. But in the front, this piece is still open. So I'm going to put some glue on the back side of this. I'm going to put a little glue on the back side of this orange one and the blue one. And I'm going to very carefully just stick it right in the head. I'm going to curl it around and stick it in there. I'm going to curl this one around, and I'm going to stick it right in there. I'm going to press that right up into the head. Oops, I think I need a little more glue on this one, on the orange one. The blue one is okay, but I think I need a little bit more glue, and I'm starting to get low on my glue, guys. A little bit more glue on my orange one. A little bit more glue on my blue one. Stick it right up in his head and push it down. Stick this one right up in his head and push it down. I'm going to hold this. I'm going to hold it tight for just a couple seconds. All right, let me see how I'm doing. What do you think? Fire-breathing dragon? Ready to go. You can make him like a puppet, play with him at home, play with him at school. He will be in your enchanted forest. All right? See you next time. Have fun.